Dang.
Oh my God!
Really?
Now this means that people can see us, and all we're doing is testing. So yes,
Oh
stream
my
feed
God.
is free. Actually, to use it the way I use it, you have to pay. If you want to use it for free, they put the StreamYard logo like up in the corner, which I used to do it that way. It's cheaper than Zoom though, and the cool thing about it is obviously this isn't like a real show, but if anybody were to jump in the YouTube chat, yeah, you can
mean
put
you're
the
wasting
comments
my time with this fakeness?
always, but you
Oh
can put the comments up on the screen
Ooh.
like that. So
Oh.
if anybody were there, you know,
They could be
and
like, yo, put on your makeup, girl.
you know, I mean, I think that that's mean. I don't think that anybody should really say anything like that. Why would somebody say that? I think, you know, what kind of people do you think are going to be watching this thing?
Well, I just figured since you're a jerk, all your fans are jerks.
Yeah, I don't know why you think anybody would say that. I mean, I think that's I don't know where you're coming from.
Stupid. That's it.
Anyway, so
I made my name match yours. Kind of.
Yeah. Well, so we'll do this and we'll talk about the final episode of the Dennis Miller option, which by that point people will have heard, but we did just record it.
Yeah.
I think somebody was telling me she was crying this morning, right?
I was crying. It was just really sad to listen to everyone's voicemails. And I think that I have been kind of pretending like this wasn't happening. I think that was the way to get through it was just to pretend like it wasn't happening. And so obviously now that we've recorded the last episode, it's quite clear it's happening. And after listening to all the voicemails this morning, it was just really sad. And
we realize, of course, that there are dozens of voicemails we didn't play, but we just didn't have time to get to all of them, you know. And we had so many friends that took the time to record them, and it was fun. But I don't know. I wonder if we should do like, because we couldn't play them here. I don't think it would work that way. But we could do something where we listen to the old voicemails, and so people feel like they didn't waste their time.
Yeah, because we were the audience they were going for.
Yeah, well, honestly, we're like 2/3 of the audience they were going for. You know,
I don't know if I'd give us that much credit. Maybe slightly more than half.
Okay, hey, that's still a lot.
Yeah. I mean, think that's a fair assessment.
You know, if Art from Texas knows that we listen to his voicemail and we comment on it, or Casey from New Mexico, or Matt from Cincinnati, you know, if those people all know, I'm like, hey, we know you didn't get into the final episode. Sorry, brah. But you can check it out. You can come check out the Bladtcast.
Here's your consolation prize.
Yeah, but I think when we do the live show will be Wednesday at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. That will give people basically a full day and change to listen to the final episode, and they can tell us what they think. Yeah. You know, they can let us know their thoughts and let us know if it made them cry. Gene and Philly probably didn't cry. I'm just gonna guess. You know, I guess he's dead inside.
Oh boy.
Just inside though. He's still alive on the outside. Just it's the inside. You know,
that's how we keep going, right?
Yeah. So I think when we do the show, Lindsey, I'll ask all sorts of questions about, you know, you doing the show, probably how you felt when you had it assigned to you and you were like, ugh, more work. And they're like, yeah, Dennis has this producer already, but he doesn't do any actual work.
Yeah.
So you're still going to have to do everything.
Pretty much. And he gets your cut of the extra money.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I get all that extra cash that's just laying around the piles.
See, you in your mansion. You took it away from me. Now I gotta live in the studio all the time.
Look, I have this. I have this Mickey Mouse gingerbread man advent calendar right behind me. And from Lucy's birthday, here's her Toy Story balloons.
That's Elsa, I thought.
No, this is Bo Peep from Toy Story.
Oh.
And here is the very popular Forky and Woody.
Forky? Seems like they ran out of character ideas on that one.
So you haven't seen Toy Story 4 is what you're telling me.
No, but you know what I did see, and you'll be really happy and excited?
What's that?
I watched Star Wars: A New Hope Star Wars Rogue One.
Okay.
And the 5th one.
Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
Did you not watch the 6th one?
Not yet.
That's my favorite, is the 6th one. But
okay.
If you watch,
I'm working on the 5th one, but I fell asleep during it last.
In all honesty, if you watch the 4, 5, and 6, and you never watch anything else, you'll be fine. You know, I mean, there's good stuff, and the Mandalorian TV show is really good. But
I've been watching that. I'm on episode 3 of the first season, though. So no spoilers. Hey, Dennis Miller.
So you've fallen in love with Baby Yoda?
Yeah, he's all right. He's a lot cuter than the real Yoda. That guy's kind of ugly.
He's all right. Baby Yoda is like just adorable. Well, yeah. So speaking of people who are dead inside, that's what I forgot.
I like when he eats that dinosaur lady's babies.
Oh, see, then you're into the 2nd season then.
Oh, that's right. So I have been catching glimpses of my boyfriend and his brother watching the 2nd season, but I've been trying to watch the 1st season. So I don't think I know where I am anymore in that series.
Yeah. You're like, he's not that cute, but any chance that they ride a horse in this episode?
Yeah. You know what I thought was really funny? They were like, I think it's in the 5th movie. There's like these dinosaur looking characters and they ride like horses, but they look almost exactly like the characters that are riding them. It's very odd.
Oh, yeah. But what about so when they're on the snow planet, which all my fellow nerds know is called Hoth, they ride these things called tauntauns.
Oh, yeah. The big curly horn things with the weird lips.
Yeah.
Lips.
What about when Harrison Ford slits his belly open so they can crawl inside and stay warm?
Well, okay.
He's dead already. Now, he didn't kill it. It was already dead.
You're talking about that dinosaur on 2 legs that he rides.
But then that's called a tauntaun. Yeah.
What's the thing with the horns?
That's it. That's the Wampa. He's like a snowman.
Yeah.
Like a snow monster.
They ride him
things
too.
That they ride. Yeah, they don't ride him. No. See,
there is one they ride. I know it. I've seen it. He's got the human lips.
And I always was grossed out by the fact that because it was so cold, that they spent the night inside the belly of the carcass of the dead tauntaun. Like
I've seen that in other movies though, where they like.
I was like 4. I was like 4, and I saw this in the movie theater, and it stayed with me.
Wow, that's traumatizing. Yeah, that's not.
Hey, look at this! I knew if we stayed on long enough, somebody would join us. Look who's here! It's Sam Whitfield. Sam Whitfield, who will be happy with the series finale of the Dennis Miller option. You may hear a familiar voice in there amongst the voicemails played. Sam Whitfield, friend of the Bladtcast, but primarily friend of Dennis Miller content. And. And by the way, Sam.
Hi.
Oh, hi, Lindsey. Hi, Mark.
She's here too.
Yeah, I know. Nobody expected you to be here,
Well, it's not like I usually come to work or anything.
And you're there at work. And if this was a normal circumstance, I would have certainly been there on the last day. I would have come in. I would have
let you in one more time.
I would have brought you Dunkin' Donuts. I would have brought you Chick-fil-A chicken minis. And I would have brought you the vanilla squirrel.
You would have brought me a vanilla squirrel?
The vanilla swirl. Was it the vanilla swirl latte? Is that what I would get for you?
That was, but you're going to be really sad. I know I am, because after I finish my alcoholic ice cream, I'm going keto.
Yeah. Wait, when are you going keto? Because we're supposed to have lunch on Thursday.
Well, I'll just make sure I don't finish my alcoholic ice cream before Thursday.
Okay. I was just saying, like, we've got a whole plan, and we're going up to Dennis's house one last time.
Yep.
And he doesn't know it. We're just gonna hop the fence.
We're just gonna hop the fence and start squatting before I get there.
Yeah, exactly. So, but it'll be fun. I mean, it's a beautiful home. It'll certainly be the last time we ever go. You know what? Who knows?
We might be producers.
I'm gonna say, Sam says I'm Christian's #1 fan, except for maybe Rob Lorch. Rob Lorch is not a fan of mine. He actually hates me, but he sees me as a conduit to Dennis Miller. So he has to be nice to me. He has to tolerate all of my nonsense. Rob Lorich will record Gene Simmons voicemails for the Bladtcast, and it's minuscule listenership, but he knows that if he were to say no, I would forget to ask him to be a part of our final episode. And
that's twisted.
Hey, so is life. Okay.
Hey, I'm working on launching a media production company called Twisted Digit.
Twisted Digit.
Because my pinky's all messed up.
I know, and there was that guy on Twitter who talked about your.
He wants to hold my little mangled hand.
It was so sweet, but does your boyfriend hold your mangled little hand?
You want to know what's crazy? His right pinky is fucked up too.
Oh my gosh!
We both have bent right pinkies.
Is there a dating app for people with messed up?
It's called Twisted Bitches.
Wow. I always thought that if we did a podcast together, as has been discussed, it would have to be called Twisted Bitches. But I don't know. That might be disparaging to you. I don't know, but that's a term of empowerment. I think it can be called like, oh yeah, I am a bitch. I
mean, I wouldn't go that far, but I still think it's fun and I can take a joke. So yes, maybe we should get into this. Maybe somebody has been suggesting we do a podcast together for 2 years now.
Did Dennis suggest that? I don't remember. You know, we've done like 3 or 4 Bladtcasts. That's the same thing, right?
It's not the same thing. Because in
especially
podcasts, there would be a little bit more prep. There would be a little production. There'd be a little bit more pizzazz.
Prep.
On a real podcast network, Twisted Media. Twisted Digit.
Prep. And by the way, Sam has a thought that that Tinder would actually be the app for people with twisted digits. So thank you, Sam.
That's where we met. Yep.
And you know, if people should check out the Whitfield Report. You can find it. Just Google it. I don't know. It's hard to know how to find anything. You know, we had Dana Carvey on our last episode, and I was like worried at first. I'm like, oh my God, I don't know where to tell Dennis to send people for Dana Carvey's podcast. And I'm like, wait. You just go into Apple Podcasts and type in Dana Carvey and it'll come up. So, you know, this is a great point. You know her. He says, Z is the twisted one. Yeah.
She is the twisted one.
Yeah. Can't get her to do a fucking show with me since she moved to New Jersey, but whatever.
Oh, she moved already. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. They were there. Their moving out of LA was Halloween. So, wow. Trick or treat, we're out. Yeah, they're in New Jersey now. And
tricks on you, bitch.
I guess so. Yeah, I know. It's too bad because you guys would have been friends if she also wasn't dead inside. So really, it's unfortunately the cast of characters that I've surrounded with each other. Yeah,
you have you got a pattern here.
It's a very dysfunctional support group that I think we
support each other in getting worse and worsening our problems.
Yeah. And Sam makes the point. Yeah, you can just find his show. Just find the Whitfield Report on Apple Podcasts. So it's like exactly what I said about Dana Carvey.
I'm going there next.
And people can find the old episodes of the Dennis Miller Option. They're going to be up at least for 6 months. I received an email about that.
We're going to have everything up for at least 6 months. And then hopefully by that point, you'll be back with me. Dennis, my boy.
Well, he did say something that I don't want to spoil the episode too much for people, but just the idea that he'd be like, oh, I kind of miss doing it, you know?
In 2 weeks. He said in 2 weeks, he'd probably be like that.
Yeah. And I feel like, look, I don't fault anybody that doesn't want to talk about politics. I very often don't talk about politics on the show. And then when I do, somebody's been a longtime listener since episode 1, make sure to let us know that he doesn't want to listen anymore, but we'll talk about that in the future. But I feel like we easily could have done the podcast with like authors and musicians, just like he does a TV show. You know, we didn't need to talk about politics. You know, I prefer not doing that stuff. I mean, you know, we had a show, which is the show that'll go up tomorrow. It's 2 episodes put together. The Brian Wheat from Tesla, and then that guy Brian Raftery who had the book on 1999, and they just talked about movies. I'm like, yeah, that could be the whole show. You talk to people that write books like that, you know. Mm-hmm. But, well, that's what the Bladtcast is going to be. There'll be a Bladtcast where I talk to Brian Wheat from Tesla for about 55 minutes, and that'll be up next week. So, see, you can just push it all out there.
Yeah, you're just sliding right into Dennis's spot, filling the old.
That's right. I'm going to have Dana Carvey on. I'll have Victor Davis Hanson on. I'll have just all the guests. it's funny because if you look at the guests on the podcast, you're like, wait, aren't these all the same people that used to be on the radio show? And the answer is yes.
Well, they're his A-list friends.
Yeah, well,
that's what a podcast is based on.
I snuck a couple in there. Rob Halfer from Judas Priest. That was that. Yeah, well, Don Jameson definitely helped me along on that one. But and by the way, Sam is offering us if we ever need a co-host, drop him a text. So,
okay, Sam.
I think I only can slide into your DMs, Sam. I don't think I have your digits in that way.
Ew, no one wants
just
that.
Effective. Yeah, that's all right. I mean, we were talking about Zia before. Like when I write to her, sometimes it's on Instagram Messenger, sometimes it's on Twitter Messenger, and then other times, like I might actually text her, but I usually don't text her because I'm in the middle of a conversation somewhere else. And Sam in the Always Be Closing, his show is a fusion of politics and pop culture comedy. He stole the format from the old radio show. It's basically what I did, but just the politics really got pushed out of that show. We're going to do another Bladtcast Christmas party, but this year's going to be digital. So we're going to do it like this. So maybe you can swing by for a drink, a keto drink.
Just one.
Well, that'd be different than last year, wouldn't it?
It would. But we don't have to talk about your transgressions here.
Yeah. Zia had a sip of my beer at that Christmas party. That was the only time I've ever seen her drink any alcohol. And I've known her for almost 3 years now. Well,
I guess it just proves that you're a bad influence.
Oh, I am definitely a bad influence. Yeah, that's true. Oh, no. Yeah, that's why Jeff from the Bladtcast had to move to Massachusetts.
He moved away too?
Yeah. Oh, everybody's
chased all your friends away, man.
I know.
Leaving us? It's you, isn't it?
Yeah. Dennis had to move. Jeff had to move.
He doesn't want you to have his address anymore.
No, I know. It's like. I mean, it's like everybody that I try to do stuff with, in the podcast, you don't even know Ken was like part of the podcast, and he moved to Massachusetts a few years ago. So I drove him away first. So, you get dragged back into the show because you still live in California.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going anywhere. So if one of us has to leave, it's you, my friend.
Oh my God, I'd love to leave. Just have the opportunity that something else was happening somewhere. Do you want to go somewhere? Anyway, all right. So this was really just a test. I liked that Sam was able to play along so that I could bring some of the comments on the screen. Do you like that? Do you think that's better? On YouTube, you have to like read the comments,
right? So, or if you have a mixer, you can put them up there, but it tends to look so small you can't read them anyway. So,
yeah,
nice. I like this setup.
Yeah, when I would do it on AfterBuzz, when I would do shows at AfterBuzz, they could show them to us on a screen, but they would literally be like that, and I'm like, well, somebody said something, but I have no idea what it is. And this is an inside reference for Bladtcast fans. Sam says, "I can be your new Liev. I'm already in Florida." So now, Lindsey, you're a producer. What would you do with this 18 plus minutes that we just recorded? I was thinking of using it as a preamble. The audio version of what we're going to record next week. But now I'm wondering, should it be like bonus content at the end of the episode? Is it not interesting enough to be the start of the episode? And then we go right into what we do live next Wednesday at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern.
I mean, I would say as a producer myself, we wouldn't do it this way at all, but I'm a bit of a perfectionist. So I would say with the way that you do the Bladtcast, it'd probably be good at the end because you tend to have like that extra weird stuff at the end. So that might be.
Wait a minute. Have you listened? How do you know that I have extra weird stuff at the end? Did you ever listen to a Bladtcast?
What? No.
What? When did you listen?
I don't support my friends.
You listened to the ones that you were on, right?
All right, fine. You got me.
Yeah. Well, I do like to do that sometimes. And a lot of times, and this would just be a lot of like extra content,
Yeah.
But I think that this video has something that it usually doesn't have. And I don't want to make you uncomfortable, but the Bladtcast doesn't usually bring a lot of sex appeal, but we have a beautiful lady on the show, and I want to capitalize on that.
What?
Oh, sorry. I meant to say a good-looking broad, a classy dame.
What's her face, right?
Yeah. Oh, Lindsey, what's her face?
Lindsey,
But,
what's her
that's
face?
a little bit of a giveaway now from something that's coming out.
Spoiler alert.
Now you're really dipping into the spoilers for the
I'm a
final
jerk.
show.
What can I say?
Yeah. But I think you're right. I think that when the audio version of our Dennis Miller option post show, I don't even know what to call it. I think that there should be there'll be tears, all from Corby and Branson, which is weird. It's like he's just going to cry the whole time.
His tears are my favorite.
I'm going to ask him if he can do a Facebook Live while he listens and just cry for, I don't know. I
just want him to be in the corner of the screen.
Yeah. We'll get about 50 minutes and he'll just cry the whole time and just put him right down there. Yeah. I mean, I could send him the same invite. I could bring up he could be in a little square. Like, let's check in on Corby. Is he still crying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds fun. That sounds fun.
Well, that will be fun. We'll talk about that. And you know this, I've told you before that the idea for the Bladtcast was that we would talk about that week on the Dennis Miller show because we all worked on it together. And that lasted exactly one episode, like the first episode. It's not like we would never talk about it, sure. But it was like, especially like when I would guest host then the radio show, when I guest host the radio show, there would be some spillover. Jason Molnar makes a great point. Last time I was able to watch, Kristen was in the garage, I think. I spent a lot of time in the garage, well, just in general, but doing shows. Yeah. Because it's quieter down there. I would do the Dennis Miller option in the garage, like when my kids would be home, because it was like, I had like one time Lucy opened the door to the bedroom while we were doing the show. And I had to like scoop her up and bring her downstairs, and she got upset.
I feel like that would have been really good for the ratings, Lucy.
Hey, you know what? We might still be doing the show if we'd had Lucy on. I would have saved it.
So she's so cute.
Jason has a great question. Any chance to get Rob Lorich to call into the last show? You know what? I don't want to give anything away except for the simple fact that we did already give it away. So I'm going to just tell you yes.
Yes, you will call
We've already spoiled that. Yeah. So you will hear from Rob Lorich. But you won't really hear from Rob Lorich. You'll hear from one of his friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to guess. The funny thing is that Rob Lorich does other voices.
Really?
Yeah. But that one was like the first time I met him in person. We did the radio show in Chicago because he lives in Wisconsin, and he had done some voices on the show, and we're walking around and he starts doing the Gene Simmons voice. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Where was that during the show? So I was like, I told Dennis, like, I have to bring him back on. You'll see, and Dennis got it. Why he was on 2 days in a row.
Hey, well, yeah, that's a pretty good impression. So
this is nice praise. Dennis is a much better interviewer than Howard Stern. I think that Dennis is a great interviewer. I think Dennis can do great work with people that he doesn't know much about. I think the best is people he's excited to because he read their book or whatever, that sort of a thing. But yeah, somebody that he just doesn't know anything about. And sometimes there have been those, who is this? Tell me about this guy. Huh?
Yeah.
What? I went to this one, that was more in the radio show, because the radio show we had to cough up like 15 guests a week, So this is at most 2. So it's a little easier. You didn't have to dig as deep. And there was somebody that was a regular that is very well known now, that he was like, the next time that card comes up, let's just do listener calls for an hour. I'm like, okay. So I didn't have that person on again.
Oh my gosh.
He just wasn't into it. You know what I mean? He just wasn't into it. I could tell you who it was, but I don't think you know who he is.
Okay, so it wasn't someone that I was on.
No. Never on this show.
So I can think of one guest that was pretty bad, and I actually booked him, and he may have had a teeth whitening company. Oof.
Oh, but that wasn't a bad guess. That was a bad connection, because you're talking. And the reason I'll mention this is because you're talking about Chuck Liddell.
Yeah.
And because that didn't go well, and it was all like the connection was bad. And
was it, or did he just keep plugging his tooth company and not talking?
No, because Dennis just had notes, and he just would go back to the notes because Chuck was having trouble hearing him. So he, to sort of make that up, I nudged them over at Dennis Miller Plus One to have Chuck on there, and they had a great conversation
Did
there
they?
because they talked, kind of like we did on Zoom or something, and that went very well. So yeah, that's all right. Yeah, Lindsey booked some good guests. Jordan Belfort, you just booked him not that long ago.
That's true.
And because we've had him on now, I get targeted advertising on Instagram for all of like the online courses he teaches. And stuff.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, hey, I bet you'd be a great salesperson if you really wanted to be.
Oh no, I wouldn't. I couldn't convince anybody.
That's what he told Dennis. One of the callers actually made fun of it. It was funny.
Yeah. All right. Well, a couple more things just because people are nice enough to tune in to, even though this isn't really a show. Jason points out that Rob's Gene is better than Gene. That's true. We did have Gene. We were in person with Gene. Yeah. And Sam points out that Rob will be on the Whitfield Report soon as himself. I haven't actually talked to Rob as himself in about a year and a half. It was usually like comic book movie stuff that I would talk to him about. So stuff that Lindsey is not into.
I'm watching Star Wars now.
Yeah.
Know.
You watch 4, 5, and 6, you can stop. You definitely don't need to watch 1, 2, and 3. You can skip 7, 8, and 9. Just 4,
I have
5,
a feeling now that I've opened the door, I'm in it now.
Yeah. You text me in the middle of the movie the first time you see Jar Jar Binks talk. Okay. Because I want to know.
That bug? Oh, Jar Jar Binks with the ears. No, I saw him last night. Sorry.
What? He was at a bar? What do you mean you saw him last night?
He was on the 5th one that I'm watching.
No. That's Yoda.
No. Okay, maybe I'm
Jar Jar Binks is in episode 1. And he's almost exclusively in episode 1 because he was such an unpopular character. So the one called The Phantom Menace, he's in a lot. And then he shows up a couple times in episodes 2 and 3.
Well, I'm watching something where he's in it because he's really annoying and he says Misa about everything, right?
Yeah.
See, I know who he is.
Misa, people are going to die.
Yeah.
You're going to Misa, the Dennis Miller option.
I guess I just don't know which movies I'm watching then, but I'm watching them.
Clearly you're not paying attention.
I was told it's the machete order. What that means?
No, I understand. There's a way. Yeah, there's a way to show these movies that is, and I'll be happy to tell your boyfriend this. You can pass this along. It's the wrong order. You should watch them in the order they came out, that they were released in theater, and you'll be able to understand. You're a smart girl. Excuse me. You're a very intelligent woman. My apologies. I didn't mean to diminish your accomplishments. And now like Sam's just jumping to other. Well, he wanted to start James Bond from the beginning. So
I know you need to, but I gotta finish the Star Wars thing first.
Yeah, Dr. No is really good. That's the first one. You just check that out at some point. I mean, that's like Sean Connery, and you'll see him, and you'll be like, "Oh, okay, I get it now." He's got his shirt off at one point, and I'm like,
okay. Does Han Solo ever take his shirt off? Because he's a smoke show.
In Indiana Jones movies, yes.
Not in Star Wars.
I don't think so. No.
He'd look really good in those baggy pants and some blasters, no shirt. Just saying.
So you're coming up with the Harrison Ford beefcake calendar. This is a great idea. This is a great idea.
We're gonna work on our own Han Solo porn.
Well, you took it a little too far, didn't you?
Okay. Well, on that note.
Yeah. And Sam says I can explain the machete order, but it's wrong. No, absolutely. And then Jason's just having fun here. 4, 5, 6, then the Christmas special. I mean, technically it's 4, the Christmas special, 5, 6, but yeah.
All you guys have a of this thing.
He's saying walk away after the Christmas special. You see what you did by, even though this isn't the actual show, this is now the 30-minute after show to the after show. Yeah. Oh, Sam, look, this is important too. Sam knows every time that Harrison Ford has ever taken off his shirt. He's absolutely right. In Blade Runner, he does take off his shirt.
That's great.
Yeah. So tell your boyfriend that you only want to see movies where Harrison Ford takes off his shirt. You don't need to see Patriot Games. He leaves his shirt on the whole time. Air Force One, he leaves his shirt on. You don't need any of those movies.
No. Yeah. I need shirtless Ford.
Lindsey, this is not goodbye because 1, you and I are going to do a show that looks a lot like this next Wednesday. 2, I'm going to see you on Thursday. We're going to drive up to Dennis's house.
We are. I'm bringing you booze.
Oh, yeah, that's right. For the drive. So that'll be good.
I'm going to bring it in sippy containers.
I mean, I don't know if you've ever been to New Orleans, but they have drive-through like daiquiri places and margarita places where you get them. You just drive up and they give them to you. So yeah.
All right.
You're like, maybe you're like, wait, maybe I do need to move sometime soon. Anyway, thanks to everybody who came into this, even though it was a chat. Thanks to Lindsey for wasting 30 minutes that could have been spent working. And now this 30 minutes is sort of the end after the end for the audio version. So I don't know what to tell those people.
Yeah, this is just so meta.
Should I apologize?
Yeah, for being yourself.
But they love you, so it's a trade-off.
So, we'll do it this way. Hey guys, I'm really sorry you have to deal with Christian.
Yeah, and you'll have to deal with me more next time on the Bladtcast.